are less likely to respond. The household survey revealed something else about the richest Canadians who took part. 67% have a university education. And according to another report released today, that education is becoming more and more expensive. Ron Charles has the details.
Rochelle Lawrence says she's studying social work at university so she can one day help others. But once she graduates with a master's degree in 2 years, she's the one who might need help dealing with a mountain of student debt.
I know I'm graduating with this $50,000 plus debt on my head, so I'll either have to be staying at home longer and just trying to pay off the little that I can and looking for work.
A new report from the Centre for Policy Alternatives, a left-leaning think tank, suggests things are not going to get any easier for Canada's students. It tracks tuition fees over the past 2 decades and estimates where they will be 4 years from now. It says in 1990, average tuition and other compulsory fees came to $1,464. This year, they are $6,348, and by 2017, they will have risen to $7,437. Even adjusting for inflation, they'll have quadrupled.
This is the first generation that's been worse off than the generation that came before us. Our parents' generation, tuition fees were much lower. University and college was far more accessible.
It's not as if education itself is any more expensive today than it was, say, 2 decades ago. Today's report says it's that governments are contributing much less, and so students are expected to pay much more. The report says that in 1989, government sources provided 81% of post-secondary funding. By 2009, that had fallen to 58%. The federal government and some provinces do provide some qualified students with grants and tuition rebates, but student advocates say that doesn't make up for the funding shift.
We are at a crisis point, and if we don't do something now, if we don't act now to address these issues, our country and our economy and the next generation will be far worse off.
Today's report argues avoiding that means taxpayers should be footing the bill for almost all of the cost of educating these students. Ron Charles, CBC News, Toronto.
Student debt isn't the only economic issue on people's minds. We'll explore some of the other ones later in the broadcast.